Report.
Good morning.
Brad Emilio Ramon, South Jersey, reporting this morning. And who are you? It's the first time I've seen you on the show.
Yeah, I've been, well, I'm not a veteran, but I support my veterans. And I am here to just chime in a little bit this morning.
Amen. Amen. So listen, thank you. Thank you, love, for coming on. For those of you who don't know, Daniela Roman, she is the backbone of a lot of what we do with the Co-Author Network, with our veteran community. And so we're on standby for retired Sergeant Major Timothy Clay, waiting on him. So you may see him and interchange here shortly. But Daniela, we have two awesome guests. These are two of my favorite people. Why is that?
Well, let's start with Jimmy Woods, because we met him. Well, you met him first at an event. And I met him just this past August. Him and his beautiful wife, also Navy veteran, came to our home, came to our event in August. And oh my gosh, I just love Jimmy. He's my type of guy because he's a straight shooter like I am. And I just love his personality. He's such a giving person, funny. He loves his golf. Yeah, just love him. And he has a lot to share about resources for veterans. And then we have Navy veteran Paul Stressner out of Rhode Island. And, he has a podcast. He does marathons. He runs everywhere. I think he's trying to do 50 states. I tell people I don't run unless I'm being chased. And even then, I'm probably just going to drop. I'm like, I'm done. So I don't run. So, excited to have them both on.
No, this is great. Yes. And thank you for sharing that. And for those of you watching, Danielle didn't know she was going to be on. So she's always on standby. She's great at what she does. Again, we're grateful for you. So we're going to bring on Paul Stressner on here in about 6
Stressner.
Oh, man. And I worked on it all night long. How about that? There you go.
Sorry.
Paul, I stand corrected, right? Paul Stressner. When you look at that awesome name, Paul.
I get it all the time.
Couldn't do it, Paul.
Couldn't do it, man.
We rehearsed.
Right? Listen, I came on in the back saying, everybody, make sure you get his name right. And I'm the first one to drop the ball. Oh, man, we're so grateful that you took some time, my good brother, to join us. Share with people, you and I, how we met, because it hasn't been long.
Right. Oh, well, first, thank you for having me on. It's so nice to be with you this morning. We met at Rich Thinking Conference in Philly. I think it was in October. I think it was the beginning of October this year. So it's been very new. Yeah. And we hit it off and everything. And I believe when we met, after we left, you still didn't know that I was a veteran at that point. We connected afterwards, and then, then I told you about my military. What?
Yeah, I was like, wait, we were talking the whole time at the table. We had a nice table there. Great event, by the way, where the Rich Thinking Conference happened in Philadelphia. I'm actually the lead sponsor there, and I was so impressed with the quality of people and the information that I was like, wow. I told him, I said, I want to sponsor the event next year. So it was between me and my good buddy Jose. So I knew before Jose said yes, I said, I want the lead sponsorship. But anyway, it was great because I got to meet Paul. And then once we had a virtual coffee, he said he was a veteran. I said, why didn't you share this with me? I guess with me, I lead with it everywhere. Right? So people know Marines, when you walk in, you can tell who's who. So that's my bias there. When we got talking, you were sharing what you do, and I was really impressed with your podcast and how you're impacting people. Not to mention that you run marathons, man. And I'm like, what? So share with us and our audience, what exactly is your passion?
Oh, I have a lot of passions. my main passion that I had gotten away from is writing. I was writing short stories when I was 10 years old, and then for some reason I just fell away from it. And now for my day job, which this year will be 30 years I've been there, I'm a computer programmer, which is totally out of alignment for me, but that's what I do to make a living. But my passion was always writing. So then I learned about blogging in like the late 2000s. And so then in 2010, I started a blog called Return of the 80s. And so then that got me writing again. And it just lit a spark in me. And so and I really enjoyed, sharing my knowledge and everything. Everybody seemed to love it. And then another thing I had fallen away from was running. I ran cross country in high school, and I was the cross country captain and everything. And then in 2012, I went back to the gym to get into shape. And then maybe a year later, I said, "Oh, maybe I should get a personal trainer to help me." So I have a personal trainer, Adriana, and then she asked my history, and I told her about running cross country. And this was in October, and she said, "Oh, in December, I'll be having you run a 5K without stopping." We did a race at downtown Jingle in Providence, and I did it. And once I did that, I just fell in love with it all over again. But the energy, it wasn't like a competition. It was just positive energy, and it really got to me. So then I started running again. And then I ended up having a freak accident with my ankle. And then as I was recovering, I was running again. And then I got the idea that I love traveling, and I discovered that a lot of races raise money for charities. So I loved that. And then I figured I'd run a race in all 50 states, bring attention to each charity. And I also started a blog, and I call it Journey of the Road Runner. So that's and I spell RHODE. So
Journey the Road Runner. Okay.
Yep. So I'm running a race in all 50 states, and I started with just 5Ks and then just maybe a couple of years ago, I said I wanted to up the game. So, instead of gradually going up, I decided to run a marathon.
My God, man, Paul, what a blessing. And I'm telling you, man, kudos to you. And the cause again, so you're running not just for the health's sake, right? You're running
right.
There's a larger cause. What's that cause?
It's for each race that they have different charity for each race. And right. I like to support, especially ones that aren't as well known, and they need the help, and people might not have ever heard of them before. So I try to pick charities for that. So when I do a race, I announce it and bring attention to that.
Right.
And I'm also writing a memoir series about this journey called Journey of the Road Runner, and I'm covering 10 states in each book. So as I do each state, I'm gonna bring attention to that charity to write a little bit about the charity.
You know what? I'm loving this. And before I transition into Daniela, because I know she's got some questions. Ladies and gentlemen, watching this live, please share this out. We always say that sharing is caring. Again, sharing is caring. We are a veteran resource for the veterans and families. So folks get to tune in here right now. So again, please just share this. Paul, you have a podcast. Can you share what you do there and how you impact people with your broadcast?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, I was blogging, and then I eventually transitioned to podcasting. So I had a Return of the 80s podcast and a Journey of the Roadrunner podcast. But with my Journey of the Roadrunner, I felt like I wanted to talk more about personal development and help inspiring people. And so with the Roadrunner name, people would think that was just about running, but it wasn't. So I turned that into Inspiring Journeys. And I did that for about a year, telling other people's stories. It had amazing guests on, but I wanted to find a way to combine my retro podcast with the inspiring. So then just last year, I transitioned and combined both of them to Gen X Journeys.
Next Journey.
Yep. So so it's a combination of the fun, nostalgic stuff, and then also inspiring people, especially Gen Xers and midlife, because we're all going through a lot now. So I have guests on to help people that a lot of people, I don't have children myself, but a lot of people have children going to college. And at the same time, we're taking care of parents that are getting older. And we have a lot of loss. And then even transitioning jobs, a lot of people with the job market, a lot of people losing jobs, and then you starting over in midlife, it can be really tough. So I try to bring on guests that will help people, inspire people to have a lot of fun too.
Yeah, you know what, and I know Daniela has a pressing question, but before she does that, you segue to what was on my mind. Who's your ideal guest? So if someone is watching this either live or on the replay, what's that process? So who's your ideal guest, and what do they have to do to get on Gen X journey?
My ideal guest. Well, it's anybody that can help people in midlife to have good advice and inspire people of our age. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, the guests themselves don't have to be of that generation, but they might have ideas to help us. A lot of people get ready to retire. There might be some financial people, that anybody that's been through anything. If you're stuck in a rut, like I've been in my job for 30 years, but you're meant for something else, and people to inspire that it's never too late to do what you're meant to do. So it could be people younger that will give you a fresh perspective, and then there are even older people. I don't know if you know Terry Yaffe. She's a good friend of mine, and she's 83 years old, and I had her on, and she was a big hit. She really inspired people. Yeah, she might be 83, but she seems like she's like in her 40s or 50s. She has a ton of energy. She's starting new companies and everything. It's amazing. So it's anybody that can reach us, the Gen Xers. Yeah.
Thank you, Paul, for that. And listen, if you want to really shake things up, our next guest, Jimmy Woods, you got to have him on your show. He'll shake things up for you.
Yeah, we were just talking before, and that was great. And so I'll give my easy email address. It's paul@genxjourneys.net is my email, if anybody wants to contact me there. It's pretty cool because I do these podcasts, and I don't notice like who's watching or anything, and then also I'll get an email of people inquiring about it, wanting to come on, or saying they were inspired.
Yes.
So it's amazing.
And listen, thank you for being such a great guest today and coming on. And we have Daniela. I know she's got some questions for you, and she was just thrown in the mix this morning.
Hey, I'm always ready. So thank you, Paul. That's pretty cool. I was thinking as you were saying about the guests that you have. So I think, like you said, the younger generation. So would be like, I'm thinking right away, I thought of my son, right? So that's a great idea, having the younger people come on and share like how it is growing up with Gen Xers, right? I'm sure my son would have plenty to say about me. So so that's a cool idea, right? To get their perspective and things like that, because it's just a whole different generation, as you know. But I love that idea, that concept. So tell us though, with your Navy career and being out of the military, as far as resources, benefits, or anything that you've seen like with veterans that you see them struggle, or maybe something you were challenged with as far as needing some kind of support or benefits.
Yeah, actually, I myself am kind of in need of this, and I know Emilio and I have spoken about this because I just recently found out that you can get what do you call it? Yeah, compensation for issues that I've had, and I've gotten 10% right now, and that was just for the tinnitus, but I've had other major issues. Not necessarily. I know a lot of people have PTSD, but I'm not sure if I have that, but I have a lot of other physical problems that I had received from there. So I could use some direction because I submitted for about 5 or 6 different things, and I only got the one, and that was the minimum one, was the tinnitus. So I feel like, I need to get an advocate. And
You know what, Paul? Thank you, Danielle, for asking the question. And I can see Jimmy Woods. He's in the queue on standby. And I can see Jimmy going like this now in his head. So Jimmy's got some great resources, and we're going to bring him up shortly. Excuse me. But yeah, man, this is it. Stay connected, stay plugged in. You know, you've earned those benefits, right, Jimmy? I mean, and Jimmy will share that you've earned them. And what happens, quite frankly, is if we don't, as veterans, collectively use these benefits that are allocated, they get taken away, and it's a shame. These benefits get taken away. So I'm grateful now that they have the Space A has been available for a long time, but if you're 100%, you now can bring a dependent. Before that wasn't a thing. It was like, well, why if I'm beat up and hurt, and my wife can't come with me, and she's my main caregiver? That doesn't make any sense that you're giving me a benefit, but I can't use it. So Space A is available. So benefits are always coming and going. So my good brother, we want to thank you for coming on. And we also can't leave without sharing with everyone that you are a co-author in the forthcoming book. In fact, what chapter? Do you know what chapter you have?
Was it? I think it's 15, chapter 15, I believe.
There you go, Paul. You got it. Paul Stressner has chapter 15. He's right in the middle there. Right?
Yep.
We ended up, yeah. So, Paul, man, we're blessed that you joined us. I know we've been trying to get you on for a good minute now. What would you like to leave the veterans with and their communities?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to thank everybody for the service, and I wish everybody the best with whatever issues we have going through. That we all have each other for all these times. So thank you. And then you could email me at paul@genxcharities.net if you'd like to chat. And I'm also on all the social medias too, like Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have the Roadrunner, RHODE. So I'm pretty active on there. And then I have my podcast, Gen X Charities, if you'd like to check that out.
When does that air, my good brother?
It's usually either on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Okay. And sometimes I do on YouTube as well, and I do live streams on there. So we just did a live stream this past Wednesday. And then on Thursdays, I have live writing sprints. So I go on, talk for a little bit, and then I set a timer. So if anybody needs to take some time to write or whatever they want to do, they have that space for that. So I do a couple of 20-minute writing sprints and do a little bit of talking in between and have a little fun. So yep.
Thank you, man. Paul, thank you very much. And Daniela, do you have anything for Paul?
No, I'm just excited to actually meet you. Just seeing you on the calls and here now and learning more about you. We're going to meet in August at our big Ultimate Virginia Beach Mastermind. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yes. Excited.
Yes. Listen, I'm over the moon excited, man. You can hear. I'm over the moon excited that you're a big part of it. I almost want to do something a little bit differently because I know we're going to bring Jimmy on and we're going to give Jimmy his time, and we're actually right on time. So, Paul, do you mind sticking around? So when we introduce Jimmy, because Jimmy may be able to drop some knowledge for you right now. So instead of you leaving and then you guys trying to play catch up, I think it's best. So Jimmy's saying yes. Are you good with that? Daniela, go ahead and introduce Jimmy. Introduce Jimmy, Daniela. Before you bring him on, introduce him.
Yeah. Jimmy Woods is, retired Navy chief, and like I said at the beginning, we met him. Well, I met him for the first time this past year. You met him at an event, and he's an amazing guy. But what we're going to speak about today is how he loves to help his veterans and trying to get their benefits and things like that. So let's bring Jimmy Woods on.
All right, Jimmy Woods on deck.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Paul, I need you to take down my phone number.
Okay.
And call me today. Because, I'm listening to where you at 10%. One thing about me, I don't charge veterans to help them. Paul, my phone number is 619-997-1321.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that?
Huh?
Can you repeat that?
619-997-1321.
321.
And you can call me today, and I'm gonna walk you through a lot of stuff. The biggest thing with this, the reason I help, okay, I did 24 years in the Navy. I'm from the projects in New Orleans. The reason I stayed in the Navy, I do a thing at the barbershop. I do generations. I did this in San Diego. We do 4 or 5 generations. We let the young kids start. That is the funniest thing in the world. So I'm listening to you with Gen X. I am blessed to talk to anybody, no matter what your age is. That's me. I help veterans because I'm straight up, because what was told to me when I first came in, I went back home to the barbershop, and they said, "Oh, you still in the war?" Right? And I'm like, "Yes, sir." They said, "Whatever you do, don't get out." Right? And you're young. I didn't come in for 24 years. I came in for one term to leave. Well, then I met my crazy wife. And I made her stay in. Right? Every 4 years we argue. I'm getting out. I said, "Well, get a lawyer. Because if you get out, we're getting a divorce." Now that we stayed in 45 years and both of us at 100%, my role in life is help any veteran increase their benefits. I'll walk you through it. The biggest thing is time. Veterans don't want to do it because the VA is good and suck. Okay? And they do things to disrupt you to stop. I say, don't stop. But then I'll share my story. I wasn't going to do it at first. Veterans, I'm 64. Being from the projects, I'd be like, well, other people need this. I don't. Well, I got a wake-up call. I served. They didn't. Why not get your money? We all got post-traumatic stress in the military. We all do. One thing medical don't do, they don't tell you about a drop-down menu when you file your claim. If you hit the drop-down menu, it tells you what's going to be wrong with you eventually. Trust me. So claim it. I tell people how to talk to a psychiatrist. The biggest thing with us, we don't want to tell our story. You have to. Okay. When I told my wife, okay, 32 years in San Diego, hey, I need you to go to La Jolla, talk to so-and-so. This is this. Well, how you know her? I said, well, I'm sleeping with her. I said, she's trying to help you with your benefits, babe. I know everybody. I don't know strangers. And my wife says that all the time. I meet a veteran, I'm going to start a conversation. That's me. Okay. I was fortunate. I came out at 40%, went to 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. It takes time. But as you get your increase, right? The biggest thing is appointments. We got to go. We don't want to go. Okay. I don't look like I'm 65, right? But right now my ass is broke up. So I go to my appointments. With veterans, you have to tell your story. Bring your wife, right? So your wife can tell the story she has to deal with you. That helps you get a higher benefit. That's the truth. With Emilio, what you said earlier, if Daniela's taking care of you, she get paid to take care of you. She's your doctor, okay? You don't want to go through the process because it takes so long. So what? If it takes a couple of years to get it, once you get it, Barbara's cousin was Vietnam. I called him. I helped him. It took 3 years. 3 years. He called me one day crying. He wakes up, $300,000 in his bank account.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. Wow. That's the clap right there, Danielle.
Right.
I mean, that is what a blessing. Just give that applause there, because that was, wow, he was crying.
Yeah, but see, he was like, well, Jim, what I owe you? You don't owe me nothing. So he comes to San Diego. He's still, man, I got to pay you something. I take him to the package store. I said, man, get a bottle of Crown. He said, what? My bottle of Crown. He gets it. We go to the house. I say, fix a drink for you and me. I said, we toast. I said, we're even. That's how it works. But when I help you, play it forward. Help somebody else. The world right now is all about money. We see it every day. Every day. I'm blessed to be retired, me and my wife. 5 years, right? Both of us at 100%. We get Social Security, right? Why are we tripping? You know, we deserve what we got, right? My daughter is 48, was in the Navy 4 years, didn't listen to daddy. Well, last month, she called dad. Oh, you ready to listen now? 2 weeks, because of people I know, she went from 0% to 50. Just do what I say. Now, I don't make guarantees because I'm not the psychiatrist. But I tell you, if you do what I say, you're going to get an increase. Okay? My doctor liked me and didn't like me. He said, well, Chief, anything else wrong? I said, yeah. Took off my glasses. I said, when I do that, it hurt. He started laughing. I said, you better write it down. When I blink, it hurt. Write it down. Right? Did I get something for it? No. But it's in your record. You're going to be affected as you get older. The Gen X generation, I don't know what that is. I mean, I just call it a younger generation. I can talk to them. The biggest thing in life is to make yourself needed. You're not wanted. If you make yourself needed, you know, you're going to be successful. With me, I'm needed, not wanted. Because of who I am, because how I act, because how I look. So you need me, I don't need you. I don't need this job. So I quit. Now, did it get to me mentally? For 2 weeks, it got to me. But when I sat back and looked at what me and my wife makes in retirement, why am I tripping? I got a house. I got 2 nice cars. I can eat every day. Why am I tripping? And I can go to my appointments. You have to go to your appointments and tell your story on what's wrong with you. Because the military affected you. And you as an MS, you fed us, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You get fed with money. Period. Yeah. So you got my number. Call me today. And anybody can call me. But what you need to understand is I'm straight up. It's not like I'm going to go off on you. I'm just going to tell you what you need to do. You got to decide to do it. Period. It's up to you. If you sit with a psychiatrist, be crazy for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, I know this, and I'm loving this. Paul, are you taking some notes, brother? Because he just dropped some gems, and I'm wondering if live, you have a question for him that someone else is having.
Yeah.
Because you're at 10% now, you said?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what out of everything Jimmy said, either you have a question for him, or where do you see yourself going with this? I mean, outside of talking to Jimmy.
Well, what I'm doing now, I got some symptoms together. I'm creating a Google Doc for each thing. So I'm trying to. So I don't know how much documentation I need, if I need to get things from other doctors, from like civilian doctors. Yeah.
Well, you don't.
No,
you don't. When you go to the psychiatrist, you sign paperwork and they'll get what they need. Mm-hmm. Period. A lot of veterans, what they don't understand is pull up your medical record. One thing about a medical record, what you want in your record, you want it to say service connected. Zeros are heroes. You got stuff in your record that's 0% but service connected. Hit the drop down menu. It's going to tell you what's wrong with you. Mm-hmm. Claim it. See, because they can increase it. You already at 10%, so they can increase it.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, they need records from your other doctors. They'll get them, or you can get them. But you got to set the appointment. You can go on VA and open a claim. Open your claim. Mm-hmm. Right? And as you open your claim, when you got questions, call Jay. Okay? I tell my daughter all the time, just call your daddy. Do what I say. That's the frustrating part when veterans don't do what I say.
Quick question, Jimmy, and I just posted in the comment. What exactly, again, is a drop-down menu? So for us veterans and for those families that are helping veterans, what exactly is that?
When you go to your medical record, like he got 10%,
Okay.
You pull up your 10%. On the right-hand side, there's a drop-down menu. It shows you other things that can be created or what's wrong. See, they don't tell us that, right? So when you look at it, be like, whoa, that's what I'm going through. Claim it. That's what you open your claim for, and then explain it. You know, that's why I said, bring your wife or your husband with you if you're a veteran, right? Because what happens when a psychiatrist talks to them, they say what you won't say. You know, he wake up crazy, he be tripping about this. A lot of us veterans can't work with civilians because we deal with camaraderie. Civilians don't. They don't. My first job when I got out of the Navy, it was 45 days. Okay, because I love golf, I'm driving to work. I see all these golf courses. I'm in San Diego. The weather's nice. I went to work at 7 o'clock, talked to my boss. I say, bro, I just quit. He said, what? I said, I can't sit in this cubicle. I can't do this. But you're the number one guy. So what about your check? Send it to me. I quit. I left for 4 months, drove cross country by myself. Then I came back and I worked for AT&T. There's things we go through. We don't take time after we retire to ourselves. After 24 years, I needed that 4 months. But I'm successful today because of it. The biggest thing with us, when people thank me for serving the country, and I'm kind of a funny guy. Most people, I say, what you thanking me for? For serving the country. I say, why? So you can be the stupid person that you are and act the way you do because you didn't serve? That's reality to me. That's just me. What are you thanking me for? But we always say, well, thank you. No, I don't say it no more. Right? But when you talk to veterans and they say thank you, it's different.
Yeah.
Because of camaraderie. We talk trash about Marines all the time. I tell you, you can't go nowhere unless the Navy take you. So shut up. If we don't take you, you can't go. Right? But
I got my box of crayons.
Right? But these are some of my best friends, on the golf course. Right now, what Gen X need to understand, life is about one thing right now, the memories you create. Because we're going to get old. Look at the people that's taking care of their mother and father. That's old. We had Barbara's aunt come here, 92, stay with us for 3 weeks. She didn't want to leave. But the stories that she was telling us about her life in the 30s and the 40s, and that was amazing for me. That's going to be us, right? I'm like you. I did cross country. No, I'm not going to run in your races. My body broke up. I just play golf, right? But I still walk 3 miles 4 or 5 times a week. Mm-hmm. I ran track against Herschel Walker in high school. I was a pretty fast dude. I'm in shape, right? But as a veteran, I'm gonna help any veteran that need help. That's a part of camaraderie. And I think what I like about that today, and I appreciate being on here this morning, is what we're going through in the United States right now. Racism to me is stupid. It's stupid to me. I'm gonna help anybody. It don't matter how you look, because one day we all gonna die. Then what color we gonna be? So people laugh when I say that, but we have to help each other. Okay, I know Emilio, if there was a call you back, you going. That's who you are, right? I will go back to help the younger generation because they don't understand the triangle of life. You have to be accountable, responsible, and committed. That's the triangle of life for me in every aspect of your life. And if you do those 3 things, you just can be successful. Period.
Man, I love this. And you 1 second, Jimmy. Paul, you were only slated to be on 15 minutes, and Jimmy's dropping so much stuff.
I know.
You're gonna be late for work, right? Because he's so kind. He's like, man, my boss gonna fire me. I'm
yeah, and if you gotta work, you got my phone number, man. Call me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Matter of fact, you can call me that way. I'll send you my email, and we can keep in touch. I would do anything to help you, bro.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I could use the help. And just one more thing before I go off. When you talk about the drop-down menu, is that on va.gov or is there a specific website for people that
It is
don't
on
know?
va.gov. Is when you
Okay.
pull up your medical record. So when you
Okay.
pull up your record, you'll see you'll see a little arrow. That's the
Mhm.
drop-down menu.
Okay.
A lot of people, when I tell them, so you're a computer guy. I'm not.
Mhm.
Some people I say, well, go to the VA. Make them do their job.
Mhm.
Make them do your claim.
Yeah.
Right? Tell them what's on the drop-down menu.
I like that.
You know, but you
Mhm.
have to look at that.
Okay.
You know,
Because when I first filed them, I happened to be a VA event that I went to, so I did it in person, and then I don't even think they filled out one of the items right.
no,
So
they
yeah,
won't.
yeah.
You gotta make them work. See,
Hmm.
they don't like me. I'm like, I'm not a computer guy. Get to work. What the deal is, I'm a chief. And it was a master chief that taught me this. I was at my last appointment and he said, what you doing, chief? That's why I'm doing my appointment to get out. He said, tell them everything. What you talking about, master chief? He said, because when you get out, they don't care about you.
Yep.
That's the truth, right? But now a lot of those people that supposedly don't care about us, they just lost their job.
Hmm.
Imagine their mindset. You've been somewhere 30 years, okay? Retirement is easy if you're mentally set, period. And it took me a while. I've been retired 5 years. I'm just understanding retirement this year. Because for 4 years, this is why I don't go to a lot of events. Me and my wife traveled the world for 4 years. Who can do that? Right?
Yep.
Life is about simplicity, right? But if we as veterans can get the money that we earned because we served this country, it will help you. If you're 100%, this is tax-free money for the rest of your life, period. So you're not affected like people that's losing their job. You know, there's a lot of opportunities, and the VA is getting a whole lot better right now, bro. It really is. I hate all these appointments I got because now I feel old, right? And it's cutting into my golf because I try not to do appointments on Tuesday and Wednesdays. Well, chief, the only thing we got is Wednesday. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna miss my tournament. But you got to go, right? I will help you with anything. If you want me to get on the podcast with you to talk to the Gen X, it's cool because it's simple. Because one day y'all gonna be old like us.
That's awesome. Paul, man,
Right.
I hope you found this beneficial, Paul, because I know you've inspired us, and your story is going to inspire many in the inaugural edition of Born to Risk. So we've got two co-authors right here.
Yeah.
Family, if you're watching this live on the replay, please make sure you're sharing. Sharing is caring. We want to get this information out here. So can you imagine? Paul Stressner came on here to share some stuff with you all, and now he's being helped by another fellow veteran, Jimmy Woods. So this is the synergy. This is how it works. Paul, last words. I know we said it earlier, but you're still on here. We can't get rid of you.
Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a blast and so inspiring. So thank you. And yeah, very nice meeting you too, Jimmy.
Hey, pleasure, man. Pleasure's all mine, bro.
Yep.
God bless you, Paul. Have a blessed day, my good brother.
You too. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bye.
Jimmy, man, this has been incredible, man. I mean, here you're dropping knowledge. I'm taking notes, drop down menus. The guests are taking notes. My good brother, What was your takeaway from Paul? From his
the biggest thing, I like what he's doing, where he's sharing with a younger generation based on how to live a better life. And that's what it is, because right now it's hard because we don't know what's next. And if the Gen X people is losing their job, losing their homes, stuff like that, and I'm seeing this, it's just not right to me. You know, that's why I stay away from the political conversations, because if it was up to me, I'll fire the entire government. That's me. That's me. And I had a guy ask me why Emilio, me and you military. One thing that we understand is when you're a leader and you go to a command and you take over, it doesn't matter what the person that you relieved did. You have to fix what you got to fix when you take over. And one thing I used to do with my recruiters when I took over as Zone Soup, I show them their record with all their drama in it, and I give it to them. I say, here you go. Well, why are you giving me that? I said, because this is a new day. I don't care what happened before today. Okay. Now I know it's in the record because I read it. But if you keep acting like that, now we got a new record with me. Just do what I say. That's all you got to do. Do your job. Make yourself needed. People don't understand what that means. Okay. As a black man in America, I'm not wanted in a lot of places. Okay. But because I'm good at what I do, I'm needed. Period. We don't want him, but he's so damn good. We need him. Right? So I use that to my advantage. But I'm going to take care of my people. That's my job. That's why you need it. I don't care if you don't like me. Okay? But I'm going to make sure you get promoted. And I did that in the military with some people that was racist that came back to me and say, you know what, Jay? Thank you. What could I do? I said, take care of your people. No matter who they are, no matter how they look, take care of your people. Because one day we're going to retire. We're gone. But if you take care of your people and your people take care of your people, their people, imagine what the world will be.
Jimmy, that's so powerful. And I know that I see Daniela, she's co-signing on what you're saying. And I'm just curious, Daniela, what's your take on what Jimmy's sharing?
Yeah, I mean, veterans should really take advantage of, and I don't mean that in a negative way, take advantage of someone like you, but they need someone like you because they get frustrated. I know, like you said earlier, they don't want to take the time, but you know what? It gets frustrating when they keep denying you and, they don't want to keep doing this over and over again. And they just figure, oh, it's the government. If they deny me, then that's it. I don't have a shot, but you do, you just got to keep pushing it.
You got to keep pushing, but they got to take time. Okay. They turn you down. Okay. Wait 3 months. Do another claim. How much time are you taking to do a claim? You see what I'm getting at? And then one day you get approved.
Right.
That's what it's about. And the story with Barbara's cousin, 3 years, and then you wake up with $300,000 in your bank, and you're 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
A lot of veterans haven't done it in 10 years.
And Jimmy, time's going to pass you by, right, Jimmy? Time's going to pass you by anyway, so you might as well take whatever it takes to file it.
It's that simple. Only thing you're doing is following it and waiting. Okay? And it's designed to frustrate you. I did it. I got frustrated. But I was fortunate that me and Barbara stayed in. So the 4 checks a month was coming. Right? Then we got out and we got a job. But once we got out 100%, it's a difference. And there's a big difference from 90% to 100. And they were supposed to change that. They didn't. Right? But time, tomorrow's not guaranteed to nobody. That's why I'm the way I am. That's why I say what I say to people. Because I'm like, but my life is based on scenarios. I give people scenarios, especially younger people when I was a recruiter. Put them in a scenario of what's going to happen in boot camp. Because when they get there, what you said, something's going to happen. So they heard it before. Now they know how to deal with it. That's the same thing I do with my children. I raise them with scenarios. You're going to run into friends that's going to say this, that's going to do this. You have to have a gut feeling. If you have a gut feeling that you should not be there, leave. That's the problem today. People think they need that circle that they with, right? No, you don't. You got a gut feeling that you shouldn't be there. Leave. That's why I'm still here today. I left a lot, a whole lot,
Jimmy, Man, Jimmy, man, you just dropped so much stuff, and we brought you in 10 minutes before. Like this is like we can do another show, and you've got so much more to pour in. So we really want to thank you. I think what we're going to do here is we'll give it another 2 minutes if you're okay with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We just you shared so much. You're in what state? And I'm going somewhere with this. The state that you're in, and we're probably going to need 5 minutes. So the state that you're in, and we're in New Jersey, and I'm 100%. So I get 100% of the property taxes. Coach T.O., he's in ATL, and he doesn't get 100% of his property taxes. So what do you know about that with the states?
Well, I'm in Florida. Florida, I get the same thing. I don't pay state tax or property tax. That's why we left California. Gotcha. Well, there's a lot of reasons we left California. But I'm not crazy about Florida at all because I'm California spoiled after 32 years. But when you're in a state to where you have to pay state tax or property tax, that's good. Because there's other issues you're going to deal with. Florida problem is insurance. It's high.
Okay.
So it's a good thing we don't pay property tax.
Gotcha.
And they go up whenever they want. I'm like, what? They even go up on property tax. But that's happened across the country, right? You have to look at your veteran issues to get as much money as you can to help you, period. Period. I just got into it with AT&T. They increased our bill by $4. $4 ain't nothing to me. But how many customers you got that you did that on? See, people don't look at that. Every company is doing this. People look at their bill and it's up $1.38. They ignore it. But it keep happening. It keep happening. So when I went off and threatened to not work with them no more, guess what? My bill went back down because of an agreement they made earlier. Barbara called. Barbara not like me. I came home. She told me what happened. I lost it. Give me their number. I'm going to call them. And I went off, but it got fixed. So you have to decide on which state you want to live in, period. Every state just don't do it, but if he's in ATL, because I went to school there, I was in Georgia for a while, right? State tax kill you. California's the same way. You have to prepare for retirement. They give us a 3% raise, right? But how much are they taking? See, people don't look at that. They're taking money from other areas. So you're not getting 3%, right? What do I think about RS? Taxes should be 10% across the board. And this is just my belief. That way, everybody pay taxes. So at the end of the year, you get no money, you owe no money. Imagine if billionaires was paying 10%. The country be fixed in 6 months. It's just the world we live in. That's why I'm glad I read Daniela's book, because it got me back to reading. I don't look at TV no more. I watch it every once in a while. I like sports, but I hate sports because it's all about money. As a veteran, we served this country. Is this the country we served that's trying to go backwards in 2026? We veterans. We good people. We crazy people, but we good people. But we need each other. That's why I like what y'all do with veterans. I would talk to any veterans because I know what it is to be upset. I know what it is to go off. I don't do depression. I don't think. Right? I'm not a depressed person. I'm more positive than negative. Right? But you have them days, negativity take over. Right? Well, that's when I go do my walk. Okay? Or you read a book like Daniela wrote. It puts you back in a perspective of common sense.
Yes.
Common sense is not common.
Big Bear, I know you kept saying a couple times you referenced it. This is the book.
That's the book, bro. That's the book, bro. I wish I would have met him because of the conversation. Everything he went through the way he raised his children, the way his wife took care of him. Life has issues, right? People trip that I'm married 42 years. Well, how you do that? I don't know. It's one day at a time, bro. It's about ups and downs and highs and lows. You got to go around it. You got to go under it. You know, the wrongs that you do, now you can sit back and joke about it, right? And it's not a bad thing. The biggest thing I tell people is space. I'm upstairs in my man cave. Barbara come up here every once in a while. This is my world. I'm up here 95% of the time. I need this. I got it designed with my life. I'm about to be 65 in April. Lately, the last few weeks, I've been thinking about my entire life. And I write down notes and stuff like that. You have to look at where you're from, what you've been through, where you're at. But then you look at family that you thought was better than you, that's relying on you. That's one thing about being a veteran. We help our family because that's where we was raised, right? But we put ourselves in a bad situation. I lost a house because of that. I had to write off $300,000 because of that. But I'm not mad because I can still take care of me and my wife. That's why I'm willing to help anybody. My life is simple. If the world just lived on the 10 Commandments, we'd be in a better place. Man, and I'm not a pastor. Okay, I'm not.
Jimmy, man.
I don't even go to church.
Jimmy, we absolutely love you, man. We love you and Barbara. I want to give Daniela an opportunity to ask a question before we close down in prayer, and then we're going to give you final words, Jimmy.
Yes,
Daniela, you have a question for Jimmy?
You know what? It's not so much a question as like, wow. Veterans need you. I'm thinking as you're speaking, I'm like, man, Jimmy needs to do his own little veteran guidebook or something that, it's like a click and veterans can just go to, some kind of site or something, with all this information. Yeah, blog or something, because it's so needed, because we see how veterans just, and it's understandable, right? Because they've already been through enough and they don't want to be dealing with, denied or, all this paperwork or, sometimes they don't even want to go to the VA. Like you said, just let them do it. But sometimes you don't even want to deal with them. And, I've dealt with them through, making appointments and for the most part, they're good. But, I've dealt with like a few years back or whatever, some frustrating situations, but then you got to think about them, right? They deal with a lot of veterans and a lot of issues. So it's hard on them too. That's not an easy job.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, like put your contact, these, veterans that are going to watch this on the replay, we're going to share it out. Obviously, they need this information. So thank you for coming on, Jimmy.
Oh, hey, look, I appreciate y'all this morning. This is cool.
Thank you. And Jimmy, man, you before we close down in prayer here, God, man, just absolutely love you. You're not big on social media, right? So people aren't going to find you on social media. Jimmy,
well, I'm on Facebook. There's a picture of me and Barbara, so they can pull that up. It's under Jimmy Woods, Jimmie, not Y.
That's
and
right.
When people reach out, I'm just the type of person that I reach out to help. Like when people call me, I always tell them, if I don't pick up, I'm probably on the golf course. Leave a message. I will not pick up my phone on the golf course. And my sister got mad. She said, but what if something happened? I said, something like what? What if it's an emergency? I said, what am I supposed to do? I got to finish playing golf. As much as I pay, I'm going to do my 18. Then I'll deal with the situation.
Hey, Jimmy, you're just like me in terms, well, we're similar in that attitude. I tell people, listen, if there's an emergency, I'm not, at the time, I can't say this anymore, but I used to say, I'm not a pastor. I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't help you. I call 911 first. I should be the last person you call.
Right.
But I get what you're saying, my good brother. Jimmy, man, absolutely love you. Daniela, close us down in prayer.
Oh, he's going to put me on the spot.
Great.
All right. Lord, thank you for today, roll call live, just for this platform where, so many amazing veterans come on, like Jimmy Woods and Paul Stressner, and just sharing, information that is so needed, and just bless all of us. And in today's world, there's a lot going on. Just keep us safe and protect us, especially, the children. And just want to send prayers out to a local firefighter that lost his life here yesterday in our area. Pray for their family, that they find peace, and just bless everyone. Have a safe weekend. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Man, thank you, Jimmy. Big hugs to you.
Oh,
Big hugs
definitely,
to
bro, y'all too.
Barbara.
Thank you,
Man,
Jimmy.
Oh yeah, look, thank y'all. This was good today. It might help.
Yeah,
my
you got to come
grandparents.
back for sure.
That's cool. Like I said, I'm retired. Let me know as long as I can write down the date, and as long as I don't have a golf tournament.
And it ain't Tuesday and Wednesday.
It can't be
We already know.
But
Thank you, my
sometimes it can be Tuesday and Wednesday because I play every Saturday, and I'm here to help because right now people need help. So it doesn't matter. We're in a bad time to where people need help and they need positive conversation. I stay away from negative. It's always positive. I like to make them laugh. And I'll share my life with anybody, to me, because today, if you tell them everything, they can't use it against you. People don't get that. Yeah. If I tell you everything, how you gonna use it against me, stupid?
Jimmy, we're gonna leave it right there.
All right.
Stay with us on the back end here. Everyone,
okay.
Please stay connected. Rollcalllive.com. Please share this out. We're on YouTube. We wonderful. We bring wonderful guests on like Jimmy Woods, my God, and Paul Stressner. Guys, yes. Please share this out. Sharing is caring.
All right.